Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be attempting a live solve of the Guardian's Quiptic crossword. This is published on Sunday, so today is the 28th of July 2024, and this has been set by Pasquale, who is the master setter. Don Manley sets us them under Izzetti in the Times. So he can be very tough in places. I've had one or two of these where I just haven't quite been able to get the last couple of clues, 2 or 3 clues, because he has a habit of just throwing in words you don't know. But apart from that, he's usually very good at his constructions. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Restrained sides getting disorderly, start to talk. Awful old Democrat, one old American. Odious. Oh gosh, old Democrat, one old US. Editors written about bodybuilder. I think that's an anagram. Storied. Yes, storied. Okay, body. I guess. I think that's storied. Careless incident on cricket field bringing defeat. Off. Out. Out something. Out. I think it's out probably. Order from Richard. Reportedly rubbish. Report. Just looking for a hidden word. Reportedly rubbish. Dictate. Let's go back here. Have a look at one down. Mad pets running around. That must be yeah. That's an anagram of dampest. That's a nice opener, isn't it? One down. 9 across. Word of prayer in Lamentations. Amen. That is a hidden word. Princesses climbing plant. Princesses. I mean, that makes me think there's going to be an S there. Climbing. Princesses climbing. Diana's Rani. Rani's would be a very... I saw Indian princesses as Rani's the other day. Entertain king, say e.g. with beer, so that's going to be R-E-G. Entertain regale, they are. Entertain regale. Must be at or it. Formerly having to make amends with the enemy. Formerly having to make amends. Formerly at the... At the... So having to make amends with the... Having to make amends... I think that's double definition of formerly and having to make amends with the enemy. I don't know. What may start a sentence in English at school, say? What may start a sentence as a capital letter. Letter at school, say. School is quite often Eton or Harrow, but can't really fit it in there. Sentence maybe he's using in the sense of a jail sentence, which would be hearing. No. Let's have a look at this one. Accountant or librarian. Ooh. Shun ending. So look at this long one. Pollution in country. Getting 1,000 in disorderly action to start with. Whew. Pollution in country, getting 1,000, so could be A-G, A-K or A-M I think. 1,000 in disorderly action to start with. So we're looking for an anagram with, I think, we're looking for something meaning to start with. Okay, let's move on. Try endless fighting to gain grip. Try. My brain's thinking hearing there. Try spar. Endless fighting is sparring to gain grip. Let's just think about that. Ring. It doesn't fit anyway. Assuming that is storied over there, which I think it is. Don't know that one. Valuable violin not primarily needed for jazz. Valuable not needed for jazz. Trad, I think. Trad and Stradivarius. So yeah, trad is type of jazz. Like King John's jewels, or maybe the odd sock left in the wash. I wonder if that is. I don't know what happened to King John's jewels. Did he throw them overboard or something? Left down the back of the sofa? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to just biff left in the wash. I've got no real certainty that's correct. Out. What's this? Cricket. Careless incident on cricket field, bringing defeat. Not sure. That's real. Left in the wash is a bit of a hopeful one on my part, I think. One hopeful partisan in action. Partisan in action. One who is hopeful, and then partisan in action. Looks like it should be an anagram, but yeah, it's an anagram. Partisan is enough letters to be an anagram. So yeah, partisan. What's that? Fantasist. I would think that's an ist word, but let's have a look. I'm not sure I can see an ist word coming out of that, to be honest. Panorist, pianist. Pianist hasn't got an R in it, I think. One hopeful partisan. I think it's probably an anagram though somehow. Look down a level. The French le, maybe le or la. The French female to yell and spend a lot. Laugh. Spend a lot is to laugh. It could be something more than a female in terms of that. F wouldn't work with partisan being an anagram, and I feel really quite sure it is an anagram, but I don't know. Boy showed the way, served out in the kitchen. Boy showed the way. Ladle, I think. Led. Ah, nice. Oh, that's a nice one. Football pundits get swan wool gathering. Oh gosh. So wool gathering is when you're just, I don't even know. It's a phrase that Pasquale knows because he's from this. He's born in the 1940s. I think it's to do with overthinking things. In broadcast, completely understand the Vatican, Holy See. Vatican is the Holy See. That's something I only learnt from doing crosswords. What heavy drinker did when turning up in bus station? I mean, when you turn up in the bus station, you wait for a bus and you catch a bus. Heavy drinker would drink or drank. I said it's a past tense clue. I'm thinking drank, de-rank. Can't be though. Left drink after end of feast. Left port. Left is port. But let's go over here. Over here. Run into room. Access being organised. Access, yeah, it looks like an anagram of run into room access. Let's run into. I flip the screen a bit more. I have, haven't I? Let's bring that back. Oh, bring that back down to level. I don't even know what I'm trying for. Room access. Come across, isn't it? Come across. There we go. Let's just bring that back to where it should be, or where it was for now. Come across. I'm going to move it down for the clues in a minute. There we go. Female, a learner. Falcon. Okay, that's a nice, easy construction for me. I can achieve that one. Down here. Drink split in seat. Drink spilt in seat, sorry. Drink spilt in seat. Drink spilt in seat. Ooh, this one looks like an out. Left out. Spend a lot. It's an out or an off, I think. Yell. To yell. To tout. So I want that to be left out and then that to be tout, but tout doesn't really mean to yell. Shout, lash out. Ah, there we are. I think lash out. La in the French, different French, different French spelling there. Okay, partisan still looking possible. Let's have a look at partisan. We've got aspirant. I think that is. Okay, aspirant. That's one who's out for an aspirant. That's good. Look at that one. Didn't look at this one. Isn't a horrible head showing spite? Oh, what's that? Isn't a horrible head. Isn't a horrible head showing spite? Got an F in there. There's no F's in the clue, so that suggests to me it can't be. Well, I don't know that is. I've put left in the wash, but I don't actually know that it's left in the wash at all. To be honest, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice there. Let's have a look at that. That should be shun. Pollution in country, getting 1,000 in disorderly action. Whew. Okay, so I think disorderly action needs C in that. That's that much. To start with, coronation? No. Okay. Let's have a look at this one down here. I don't know if I looked at this yet. Dog wise person keeps dry. Dog wise person keeps dry. Setter. So a seer is a wise person apparently, and dry is TT. I can't think what it stands for, but TT to do with Alcoholics Anonymous and avoiding teetotal. There we are. That's what I was trying to think of. Out. Is that on in the wash, or am I just doing myself a bit of a problem there? Princess is climbing plant. I wonder if that's Senna for Anne's climbing. Princess Anne. Prince Charles's only sister. King Charles III's only sister. Restrained sides getting disorderly. Start to talk. So that's desist. So sides being an anagram. Sides getting disorderly, and then start to talk, put a T on the end. What may start a sentence in English at school? What may start a sentence in English at school? Say. Try endless fighting to gain grip. So I wanted a bit of hearing in there, but that doesn't fit. Let's have a look at this one again. Football pundit is a can't be speaker, commentator. Gets one, so we need to add a 1 to football pundit, don't we? Actually, that's lost in the wash, isn't it? Lost in the wash. There we go. That's more. Yes. That's what odd socks are. They're lost in the wash. Now this maybe could be isn't a horrible. So that suggests it's I'm sure there's some kind of anagram there, but I can't. Head showing spite. And I really want to put hes. Let's have a look again. Formally, having to make amends with the enemy at. Drink spilt in seat. Drink is tea. I can't see a seat coming out of that. I can't think what a seat is really. Throne. Can that be a throne? Is a seat, but why would that be throne? Drink spilt. I can't see the wordplay there if that's thrown, so I doubt it is, but that's another. Let's look at this horizontally. Isn't a horrible head showing spite? Oh, my brain is not wanting to think of words for spite and so on today. Isn't a, so T-A-S-N, nastiest. Nastiness. Oh, okay, yes, that's good. Okay, so let's take that off. Oh, nastiness. Okay, nasty. So that's an anagram of isn't a, and then ness is a head, as in the sense of a geographic feature along the coastline. So what's this? Drink. In seat. Spilt. Oh, it's just an anagram of in seat, isn't it? Which, even knowing it's that, doesn't really help me. Tassine? I don't know. Is it Tassine? Or is it Tessani? Is it even Tessani? I would go with Tessani, but I don't know. And there's no way of knowing really if you don't know what the word is. Assuming it is actually an anagram of that. Drink spilt in seat. I've got a T. Let's just check. In seat. Yeah, that's the letters. If it is, don't know. Sorry, can't help myself. What heavy drinker did when turning up in bus station? This is going to be a bad pun. What is it? What heavy drinker did when turning up in bus station? I cannot think what it might be. This one. Left drink after end of feast. Okay, so I mean that after end of feast, so end of feast is tea. A drink after that would be a ale. Left. Ale isn't really tail. Left isn't an ale. Tail, sorry. Drink after end of feast. So is it a little bit more cryptic in the end of feast? You go on to take coffees, or you go into the sitting room for or whatever. Maybe this isn't wash. Well, it must be lost in the wash. Must be lost in the wash, mustn't it? I'm still stuck on some of these up here. Accountant, librarian. Accountant is a counter. Person who counts, who keeps numbers, who. I don't know. Careless incident on cricket field. Bringing defeat. Now this RW ought to get me there. Overthrow, I think. Overthrow, there we are. Okay, overthrow. Yeah, you overthrow the ball when you throw the ball back towards the middle of the field. If you overthrow it, then you give away runs. And overthrow. If you overthrow the ruler, the king, at end at one. That was dampest, wasn't it? Mad pets, dampest. Yep, that's pretty clear anagram. That can only be at or it, I think. So, at, formally, at one time. At one time, formally is to have one at one time. At one, make amends with the enemy. Let's assume that is at one time. But not put the letters in yet. I don't know why, because on this crossword you can do. When you check it, it will tell you anyway, but come back to that if it needs to be, because it may change with that M. What may start a sentence in English at school? Say, What may start a sentence in English? Some kind of term, I think. In English at school. So this is Pasquale at his meanest, I think. Not meanest, but I'm reading the clue while I'm trying to think about what to talk about. Pollution in country. Pollution in country. Getting contamination, isn't it? Contamination. What is that? Contamination. Let's put it in and see if we can break it down. Well, I know what the action bit is. Tam-ination. So the AM is the 1,000. Disorderly action is the occasion. So on tin. On tin? On tin. I don't know why that'd be on tin. If it is it an anagram of country? No. Pollution. Pollution is contamination. In. I don't know. I don't know, and it's not mine to know why. What's this? Try endless. I mean, is that literally TR for try endless? Traction. There, again, a grip. Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? That was easy. Okay. Storage is not right. That's maybe part of my problem. Storied. Editors. Steroid. Oh, that's a bit more. That's a bit more of a. Okay. Left-hand, but so that's where it was good not to. Oh, I can't spell steroid still. Steroid. There we are. Accountant or librarian. It's really hard without the letter here. Accountant or librarian, so bookkeeper. Okay, so I've got another mistake in my because I've not spelled dictat properly. Keeper. Okay, bookkeeper. There we are. That's easy, wasn't it? Because dictat, dick being reportedly, so dick spelled differently. Okay, so what's this? Subject. That must be. What may start a sentence in English? Oh gosh, there's something that I never learned at school. Subjects, or in terms of how you start a sentence. A subject should start a sentence. And English at school is a subject. I said, what may start a sentence is a subject. Or is it? Yeah. Okay, let's not try and figure it out. I'm going to go with that one time in there because I think it's probably right. Which just leaves these three down in the corner to try and get. And this one I feel like I should be. I don't know for certain. Let's go back. Yeah, W works now, so I think it's in the wash. Pretty certain. Gets one. Wool gathering. I mean, that would think that would be an I there somewhere, or an I there. Football pundit is unless if it's a specific one, Shearer. Very good, Alan Shearer. And actually, wool gathering nothing to do with your thinking, but someone who shears. It's depot and port, isn't it? So I said port. Port. I think. Okay, let's have a look. Check all. See if I'm there. Yep. Oh. No, this was wrong. It's a tisane, isn't it? I have heard of a tisane. Yep, okay, there we go. So just that one error on a word that I've vaguely heard in the past. Now I hear it. Now I read it. Okay, let's go through the clues. Let's have a look. So, desist was an anagram of sides for the first 5 letters, and then start to talk, add a T on the end, and restrain is to desist. Cease and desist. Restrain yourself. I like this clue. Awful is odious, and then old Democrat, one old, and then US for American. So lots of letters to begin words there to get us to the answer. Word of prayer in Lamentations. There's Amen, Amen, hidden away in Lamentations, and obviously it's word of prayer. Accountant or librarian. Well, both are bookkeepers. Entertain king, say, with beer. So if you entertain, you regale people with stories. King is R for Rex, and then EG for say, give an example, say, and beer is ale. Try endless, so TR, just take off the Y. Fighting is action, and to gain a grip is traction. Formally, having to make amends with the enemy. Not entirely sure about this one, other than formally is at one time. Having to make amends. If you make amends with people, you're at one with them. With the enemy. Is that an anagram of the enemy? There's no Y in there. So, not entirely sure why that's at one time for making amends with the enemy. A valuable violin is a Stradivarius, shortened to a Strad, and he said not primarily, so take the S off of Strad to get Trad, which is a type of jazz, traditional jazz, I think. Like King John's jewels, so King John was one of the Crusaders, I think. So he must have lost his jewels in the sea, or the Wash. The Wash is actually, it is a specific area of sea up in the Norfolk, Cambridgeshire area, East Anglia. So it may have been up there. And if you lose a sock, you have to, when you've got an odd sock, it's because one's been lost in the Wash. On to the next one. One hopeful partisan in action. So anagram of partisan is aspirant, and one who is hopeful is one who aspires, an aspirant. Let's go down. Boy showed the way, served out in kitchen, so a boy is a lad, and if you showed the way you led, ladled is a serving spoon for the kitchen. Run into room, access being organised, so room access is an anagram of come across. If you run into someone, you come across them. Left, drink after end of feast. So literally left is port on a ship, and at the end of a feast you have a round of port, you pass the bottle of port round, so that is the drink after end of feast, so nothing more complicated than that. Double definition. A little bit of specific upper class knowledge needed there really. I don't think many people pass the port anymore. Drink spilt in seat, so anagram of in seat is a tisane, and a tisane is a type of drink. It's not. I don't think it's a particular thing like a wine or I think it's more like a measure, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Dog wise. Let's scroll down. Dog wise person keeps dry. So dog is a setter. I think that comes up quite a lot actually. Again, dog. When you ask for a dog and it's 6 letters, think setter. Wise person is a seer, and they're keeping dry, and in this case dry is TT for teetotal. So let's go back to the top. Mad pets running around, most wet, so yeah, that's mad pets running around is an anagram of dampest. Mad pets, dampest, and if you're the most wet, you're the dampest person. Princess is climbing plant, so Princess Anne is, put the S on the end of her name, and that's climbing, so put it in upwards, and that gives us senna, which is a plant. So far senna I definitely haven't heard of. Tisane very vaguely heard of during crosswords. At one time, I don't know why that is, didn't know about King John. Let's continue on through. What may start a subject in English at school? So English is a subject at school, and what may start a sentence, I guess. Grammatically, you should start sentences with a subject, which I think is I did this, I did that, you did this, you did that, that kind of thing. So a subject, I think, but not something I specifically remember learning. Order from Richard, reportedly rubbish. So an order is a diktat. Richard reportedly, I think, is Dick. So put a K. Yeah, so Dick. Richard is normally Dick, D-I-C-K, but because it's reportedly, it sounds like, so just use D-I-K, and then tat is rubbish. Careless incident on cricket field, bringing defeat. So as I said before, if you overthrow the ball when you're throwing the ball back into the middle of the stumps, if you overthrow, you give away runs probably. So that's a careless incident on the cricket field, and if you overthrow the king or the president, then that's defeat for them. Editors written about bodybuilder, so anagram of editor is steroid, and steroids are used for bodybuilders, by bodybuilders, sometimes. Pollution in country getting 1,000 in disorderly action to start with. Okay, so let's go through this again. I'm going to delete some here. So we've got the orderly action is, disorderly action is the first and start letters. We've got 1,000 and then in, I suppose, which leaves ont. Pollution. Country getting 1,000. Or we can leave the in in there. Yeah, I'm struggling to. Okay. Hang on. I'm looking at the TO, wondering if that's part of the clue as well to be rearranged there. Action 2. Golly, I don't know. Yeah, well, I can't tell you why that exactly breaks down, but pretty close. Get most of it, and we know that contamination is pollution anyway. So there we go. Right, let's move on. Pretend that didn't happen. Isn't A, so take an anagram, isn't A, so A isn't for the first 5 letters, and then head is a ness, so the ness is a geographical feature on the coastline, like, also on the coastline I was going to say Loch Ness, which there must be a big kind of cliff type head ness there. Spite is nastiness. The in French is la in this case, so sometimes it's normally le, but in this case we've gone with the la, the female French. The French female, so yes, literally it's the French female, so la, and then to yell is shout, so I got confused by the F, or the female part of that, but yeah, la in French, so that's very helpful of him. And if you lash out, you spend a lot, so go and lash out on new clothes or something, bit of an old phrase again. In broadcast, completely understand the Vatican, so completely, so we've got a sound like in broadcast, sound like of completely, so normally holy is spelt with a W and I think it's 2 L's, and understand is to see something, you see what I've done there, you understand what I've done, and the Vatican is the Holy See. Football pundit Alan Shearer. Shearer gets one wool gathering, and people shearing sheep are gathering wool. Shearer. Female. So here's my F for female. A learner, and then needing study is con. Con comes up for study quite a lot. Gives us a bird, a falcon. And what heavy drinker did? Oh, okay. What heavy drinker did when turning up in bus station? So actually, bus station is a depot, and then toped is turning up. Toped is heavy drinkers are, I think, topers. So or toping. I don't know. I'm not quite sure the term, but anyway, toping is to do with drinking heavily. So, excuse me. So yeah, toped upwards. So there we go. That's the whole crossword. Okay. A little bit tough in places there by Pasquale, but got it done in the end, so pleased with that. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's any questions about any of those clues, or if you know what the breakdown of contamination is, or anything else really, then let me know. As I say, Tisane, Senna, why at one time, lost in the wash, the details of that. Any of those things, if you know them, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.